As a very young kid, I used to practice for 3 hours at maximum. But as I grew up, I have practiced 9 hours a day average for 3 4 years at a stretch. The more you do, the better you get, the better you understand. It was a very natural process that because of the family environment, I always liked music. I always had music as my hobby, as my pastime. It takes a lot to realize the depths and the dimensions of this music, because it's so vast and so deep that you really need a lifetime's dedication to really reach the highest level of realization of this kind of music. There's a tradition in Indian musical, raga musical culture, that when your teacher, your mentor is there, then before accepting somebody as your disciple, you take the disciple to your guru, to your mentor. So following the tradition, my father took me to his guru, to his teacher, whose name is Gyan Prakash Ghosh. He had a lot of contribution for my father being in music, for my father developing music as his career, and for his learning, and for our family, for myself. He has a lot of contribution as far as our musical life is concerned. So I went to him and learned for 4 5 years, and then he wasn't keeping good health and he was aged by that time. And then my formal training, my serious training with my father started. The relation that me and my father share is more of a teacher and a disciple, more than just a father and a daughter. And nowadays, we both being professional musicians, both being very busy, so it has become very rare opportunity of we being together on stage nowadays. My prime teacher being my father, and he follows Patiala Gharana. To be more specific, it's Patiala Kasur Gharana, because Patiala, under Patiala Kasur is one place, and Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan is a doyen of that style, and his son was my father's teacher. So in that way we follow the lineage of Patiala Kasur Gharana.
Is it possible to tell us about the trademarks of that style? Is it possible to characterize it?
Yeah, predominantly you can say that it has a specific kind of voice throwing which is much more open than other gharanas or other styles. It has a very special place or special importance for sargams, which we call the notes, the sargams, and maybe very combination of note and combination of rhythm is one of the trademarks of that gharana. And yeah, I think these are the trademarks. I specialize in Khayal and Thumri. Khayal, the term, it means in Urdu, it means imagination. Though you have scope for imaginative elements to be added, but it is always within the framework of the raga. You have to master each scale separately to be able to sing that for a concert or for a performance, because one scale is so much different from the other scale. And even if technically the scales are same, which means that you have the same number of notes, you have the same combination of notes for two different scales, but the ascending and descending order will be different, which has to be maintained throughout the performance to make it unique. Because all scales are unique, and all scales, which means ragas, has to be mastered separately. In Thumri, emotion is more important. Emotion in the sense that human emotions like sorrow, like happiness, like we have certain emotions, we have certain expressions of happiness, we have certain expressions of love, we have certain expression of sadness. Those are expressed when you sing a Thumri. And definitely there is a basic raga, but that doesn't mean that you have to stick to the framework of the raga always when you're singing a Thumri. You can go a little bit further the limit of the raga to express your emotions better. Something which needs years of dedicated practice and something which needs a mastery over the subject can never be easy. it inspires you to do better work, it inspires you to work more hard, it inspires you to achieve greater heights in music. It has given me a lot more exposure. It has given me a lot more people of the Western culture has noticed my name and my music through this album. The sorrow of the lover who is waiting for her lover and who has left and who has not given any news, and you don't know where he is, and you're waiting for him, and you're such a you have become such a loner who is always thinking about him. That mood, that emotion is there in the raga, in the melodic structure itself. The rag is such a strong medium to convey the mood from the artist to the listener, that you don't need any lyrics. You don't need to understand the lyric in order to understand the mood. Indian classical music or raga music cannot be separated from life. It's a way of life. It's not just a subject which takes a part of your day's time and you practice it and that's all. It can't be separated from you. See, your emotions can be expressed. Your sadness, your sorrow, your pathos, your love, your affection, your happiness, it can be reflected in your music.